What's up, guys? Good morning. It is Jonathan with One Big Impact. So today this is going to be an update video on the weight cutting. So um, let's just say it's been interesting, okay? I've had the mindset for quite some time now that I need to get bigger and stronger, and it is difficult to pull myself out of this mindset. That being said, I started about a week ago focusing on, getting my food right. I will say that I really cleaned up my diet, and for the most part, other than a few slip-ups, um, I have been on track as far as like eating everything that I'm supposed to be eating. I know I'm definitely nice and full all the time, but I got to the point, probably like last night or yesterday, that I'm like, okay, my range of motion is suffering. All of these things are starting to become a serious issue, in all honesty. Yes, I can squat heavy. Yes, I can bench heavy. Yes, I can deadlift heavy. But I've gotten to the point, to be completely honest, where it's difficult to get my shoes on. And I'm not happy about that. So, to say the least, I'm going to be making some changes. I started about a week ago. I believe I was 265, 270, something like that. I don't remember. I don't actually remember the previous video, but if you're following along this process, you would know exactly what I said. So basically, my weight hasn't changed. If anything, it's gone up and down a little bit, and it's just kind of teetering around the same amount. I will say that I started incorporating um, sprints, and I feel great about that. I wore really bad shoes yesterday because my regular shoes are ugly as, but that's okay. So I didn't do sprints yesterday because I knew I was going to be crippled if I did. And funny enough, after I was at the gym, like I was in a significant amount of foot pain. So it's a really good thing that I didn't do them, or I would have not been walking at all. Now, that being said, some changes that I'm going to be making. I've been eating about 2,500 calories, and I would assume that's probably why I'm not dropping weight yet, which is okay. I believe my carbs are around 175 a day. Let's see. I'll tell you right now. 171. What is this? Where's my bed? Yeah, about 175 a day. Where's the damn page for that? That's driving me nuts. Anyway. Oh, there it is. 100 and, yeah. So about 170, 175 grams of carbs a day. Sorry, that was awkward. But that's this has been kind of like cleanup week, I guess you could call it. Now I notice that it needs to be cleaned up a lot more. My diet's got to I got to kick it to the next level. So what I'm doing is the foods I'm consuming, I'm going to start eating the same thing each day. I just made the decision about 2 seconds ago in my brain. By the way, some supplements that I'm taking are going to be like fish oil and a 1-a-day vitamin, just like a men's multivitamin. This is stuff that I've been taking, I guess, consistently for about a month or so. The thing with health and fitness, you guys, is that you are not alone on this journey. It can be very overwhelming, okay? And I'm definitely right there with you. One thing I've noticed is I'm really good at understanding and manipulating other people's stuff. But in all honesty, it can be very difficult to apply it to yourself. You got to practice what you preach, obviously, right? Yes, I know that. But I don't want to say I've been eating wild for the last few months, because I definitely have not. Well, there was a period in which it got really wild. But I've definitely cleaned it up, and I'm eating my, proper protein, and trying to keep my fats and carbs in check and stuff like that. And there was a good two long spurts where I was just completely screwing off. But now it's reined in quite a bit. Last night I had a little hiccup, to be completely honest. And I will say, don't beat yourself up, but those hiccups can really help you get refocused, if that makes sense. Because, they're not in line with your actual things, your goals. I will say the hardest thing for me mentally that I've been struggling with is I want to be really, really strong, and I want to build muscle, but I also want to be lean. So it's like, where are you going, Jonathan? Where are you going? Which one? Okay, so I kept telling myself after the powerlifting meet, I'm gonna get a little bit more strict, and then because I don't like changing things before something. It is that I'm superstitious, but it's also that I've completely screwed myself by changing things in the past. Even at the powerlifting meet, they were like, well, it's like a half a pound or a quarter pound. You could drop that and be in a lower category. And I'm like, and he's like, you could just go for like a 5-minute walk and you'll probably drop it. And I'm like, I'm not even worried about it. Like, let's just lift. Who cares? So I liked the approach that I took. I was not like there for anything other than to just lift heavy. And that's what I did. So I got a total of 1355, I believe, which I thought was pretty decent considering 9 months ago I ran a marathon. Um, I would say I'm a jack of all trades. I go through different things to be able to provide the best possible information for my teammates, as far as like people that are going to be coaching with me or training with me or whatever. So if I haven't done powerlifting meets, how do I tell people to do it? If I haven't ran a marathon, how do I tell people to do it? You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to be an elite runner. I'm not trying to be necessarily an elite powerlifter, although I do have some serious goals when it comes to powerlifting. I want to hit a 500-pound squat. I want to hit a 666-pound deadlift, and a 400-pound bench. And I'm hoping to probably do that sometime this year. So, that being said, the weight's got to go. I don't feel like I'm going to suffer too much as long as I do it slowly. I keep saying, I always get stuck in this mindset. I want to drop 20 pounds. I want to drop 50 pounds. I want to drop that, and you always want instant gratification. So when you see me struggling mentally right now in this video, it's because I like things that happen fast. But I know that if I do it slower, not only will I hold on to the strength, I will sustain more muscle, and also I will put myself in a better position to be not dieted down too far. Does that make sense? So the first thing that I'm doing is I printed out a calendar today, and the website, I'd like to shout them out because I use a lot of their templates. Vertec42.com, and they have all kinds of cool templates, and I use them all the time, and I have used them for a very long time. I need some touch-ups in that tattoo. Holy crap, that's bad. But so I printed this out, and I'm going to put it on right above my scale in the bathroom. So basically and this is like a blank template, if you can see, hopefully. It was like a blank template, and I just wrote in the numbers. At the top, I put 10-pound goal. Today's the 24th of the month. Oh, I screwed that up, so I gotta change that. Today's the 24th of the month, so I wrote it out for 30 days. 24, 10 pounds. Gone. Goal. In all honesty, if I'm kicking up my conditioning and doing a little bit more cardio and kind of slowly refining my diet, I feel like 10 pounds, 2.5 pounds per week is probably extremely doable. That's the one thing that I am working on in my life right now is long-term sustainability. Um, I've always struggled with carbohydrates and I always want to just get rid of them because I feel like it's going to be the fix. But I also am at the point in my journey I want to be able to learn how to control them, control my eating and everything. So, the other thing that I'm doing is, oh, by the way, about the calendar, every single day I'm going to mark off the day and just say what my weight is. So by end of each week, I want to be about 2.5 pounds down. So another thing I can put, it was 267 today, which is not great. Okay, I don't feel good about that number, but that's okay. So we'll say 267 day one. Okay. So I want to be, it looks like by next Tuesday I should be about 265, 264, or something like that. These things can pretty well happen. Now, I started doing something else. One of the biggest things I do with my goals, usually it's not weight oriented anymore. It hasn't been for a while. But it could be like, getting clients or focusing on some type of certification or lifting weights or, it's been strength for a while and stuff like that. What I've always done is write it down. So in my little workout journal that I track on right here, they have a side that is for food and calories, grams, all the macros and stuff like that. And I have not like opened packages and stuff like that and wrote these down lately. I've just been following a basic food plan, kind of making sure my protein's there. By the way, I hit a 500-pound deadlift for 7 reps yesterday, which I felt really good about. But in all honesty, my back has been bothering me. I'm really achy. My range of motion's down. So I want to make some changes. So that's why we're here. The other thing is, say you're printing out a meal plan or you're purchasing a meal plan from me. When you do that, for instance, I'll use this as an example. Say, by the way, that was on sale. Pork loin. This is cold pork loin. It's been sitting out for like 20 minutes. I got to put it back in the fridge. When you get a meal plan or something like that, pork loin is not all created equal. Okay, so I'm going to put this back in the fridge before I forget and it goes bad. Because then, if it was on sale, it didn't really help to buy it while it was on sale, so I let it rot. Because then I had to buy it twice. One time on sale, one time full price. So, that being said, pork loin is not created equal. So if you have one pork loin versus another pork loin, not only do manufacturers change in macronutrients like your carbs, your fat, your proteins, your calories, and everything like that, but definitely from store to store. So don't think just because you have one steak or one, and all steaks are not created equal. All chickens are not created equal. I know that sounds crazy. But like if you got the fat on one chicken and you got boneless, skinless, or chicken tenders, or bagged chicken, or froze chicken, like it's all different. So you got to make sure you're getting what you need. So this will be my first refinement. My first refinement will be kind of just going through the process and seeing the things today that are on my meal plan that I will be eating, that I have been eating, and to see if they match up with my macronutrients as far as my meal plan is concerned. if that makes sense, hopefully. I put all the meal plans together based on, just basic information on the internet. And then when I pull in the actual food that I'm eating from whichever store or whichever brand I'm buying, because I usually tend to buy the same brands of things, and you probably do too. If you like a certain pork loin, you usually go for that. If you like a certain cottage cheese, you usually go for that. Or if you like a certain like Greek yogurt or a steak, you know what I mean? Like everybody kind of likes their own cuts of things and stuff. So chances are you'll buy them more regularly. If you don't, you need to stick with the same products, because if you don't, you need to go in and change your meal plan, especially if you're low carb. If you are low carb and you are like bouncing all over the place with your food, that is not a game. Your macronutrients are a hell of a lot more specific than mine are right now. And if you're dieting and your number one goal is to lose weight, not to like build muscle or sustain strength or anything like that, you're just literally wanting to lose weight and fat, then you got to be hella specific and you got to make sure you're writing everything down. So today, as I go through things, I am going to get ridiculously specific on tracking these things to see if they match up. Now, after I do that for today, I'm probably only gonna, I said I'm only gonna do one day, but I have food where I'm multiple days. So I'm like one day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. And what I'm actually thinking about doing to help me along this process is I only actually have one rest day a week right now, and I'm thinking about fasting on that day. Um, I know that when I travel, if you guys have followed me for a while, when I travel and go through the airports a lot, I tend to fast just because it's so expensive, but also because my food choices are horrible there. You get chocolate bars and all kinds of crap and just junk, because the cheapest things, even that are still expensive, are horribly bad for you. Um, but in the future, I think I might, bring some protein bars or something like that so I can hit my protein and probably like my healthy fats for the day or something like that, which I think is actually a really good idea. I could do that in the future. I like that idea. Anyway, um, that being said, that's what I'm doing. I'm going through the next couple days just to make sure they're matching up. Now, I'm not in a caloric deficit by any means, okay? And I can barely put myself there through exercise right now. So if I'm doing sprints, maybe I'm losing like I'm burning like 300 calories. If I'm doing exercise, probably about 300 calories, roughly, maybe like that. And if I'm eating 2,500 calories, that might bring me down to like 15, or might bring me down to like 1,900, which technically really isn't much of a deficit for me. If that were the case, if that was the deficit I was going for, it would take some time to pull off some weight. So, but I know that if you're eating 4,000 calories a day and you eat, 3,700 for a week, you're going to drop weight, even though you're not in a caloric deficit, if that makes sense. So, obviously, you're a lot more fluffy than you need to be right now, Jonathan, and other people out there. So that definitely is a little bit easier. So over the course of the next week, when I check in approximately in a week, I'll kind of let you know how it goes. I'm hoping by then probably hit like 265, maybe even less, maybe 260. Who knows? I'm going to continue with my sprints today. I will do the sprints as long as my foot holds up, because I'm doing a 5K this weekend. And I'm hoping to run it versus walk it or anything. So I got dusted by one of my clients the other day. Paige, good job. High five. She dusted me. I had like an 11-minute pace. She had like a 9:15 or something like that. And that felt really good, because her next 30 years was really focused on being healthy and fit and stuff. And that's really cool. And so I'm super proud of her. Super humbling, by the way, getting my ass kicked. But if you have any questions about anything that you're doing, remember this. I'm documenting the process of cutting weight because I've done it before, but I've done it a little bit differently, and I want you guys to understand just the different avenues of ways that you can do it. I'm really good at dropping weight fast, but because this is such a challenge mentally, emotionally, physically, to do it a little bit slower, I feel like that's the way I have to focus on doing it for now. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I would appreciate the support. I have been struggling, but I'm going to do great, and so are you. You guys have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for watching. Be stronger than your excuses. If you're new here, please check us out on Facebook. Our group is called Healthy Living for a Healthy Life. Also, if you're new on your journey, take pictures, take measurements, take your body fat percentage, do all of those things. If you're looking for an online personal trainer, I'm your guy. If you're looking for an in-person personal trainer, I do that as well. So just let me know. Shoot me a message. Anybody that's looking for business opportunities, thrifttime@gmail.com. I will respond in a reasonable manner. Have a great day. Bye.